This is the Winix 55-2 air purifier, and my honest take is that it strikes a rare balance of power, simplicity, and everyday usability. I picked it up because I wanted something that could handle a medium bedroom and a home office without sounding like a box fan. I also didn't want to babysit settings all day. From my experience, this checks those boxes and then some, with a couple of quirks you'll want to know about. Key features that stood out to me right away: a true HEPA filter to capture tiny particles like pollen and dust, a washable carbon filter that helps with odors, a smart sensor for air quality with an auto mode, a color bar that shows air status at a glance, a sleep/night mode, a toggleable PlasmaWave function, and a small remote. There's also a timer with 1, 4, and 8-hour options, and a turbo setting if you need a quick cleanup. Setup was simple, but there's one step you can't skip. The filter comes sealed in plastic from the factory, and if you don't pull the front cover off and remove that plastic, you'll get almost no airflow. The instruction manual makes this clear, and it also includes helpful safety notes. I appreciated that the carbon section is washable. Being able to rinse it under running water keeps it from getting smelly and extends the life of the more expensive HEPA filter behind it. I rinse the carbon filter about once a month during allergy season and every few months otherwise. The HEPA filter itself isn't washable, and in my opinion, trying to wash a HEPA shortens its life, so I don't. On the top panel, the controls are straightforward. Auto mode is where I leave it most of the time. The smart sensor reads the air and adjusts the fan speed for me. When I cook or open a window on a breezy city day, I see the light bar shift from blue to amber or red, and the fan ramps up by itself. When the air settles, it drops back down. This set it and forget it style is what keeps it in use daily. For anyone new to purifiers, that light bar is just a color-coded air quality indicator. Blue for clean, amber for moderate, red for poor. It takes the guesswork out of whether it's doing anything. Night mode is excellent when I'm trying to sleep. The fan goes to its quietest setting and the panel lights shut off. It's whisper-level noise. Winix rates it around 27-28 decibels, and in my room it blends into the background. If I switch back to auto with the lights off, it often stays gentle unless the sensor picks up something strong, like a burst of aerosol or smoke from outside. I'm a light sleeper, and it hasn't woken me once. PlasmaWave deserves a quick explanation for anyone new. It's an optional feature that helps break down pollutants at a molecular level, think odors and certain gases, beyond what the HEPA grabs. From my experience, it works best during times when air quality is clearly worse, like wildfire smoke days or after cooking bacon. It does add a faint electronic hum at higher fan speeds. I don't notice it from across the room, but up close it's there. I keep PlasmaWave on during the day and turn it off at night, mostly out of preference for total quiet. Winix says it does not produce harmful ozone, and I haven't noticed any sharp ionizer smell that some older units had. Still, it's a toggle, so you can use it only when you want. The remote is a nice touch. I use it to bump the fan up to turbo for a quick 15-20 minute blast after cleaning or when allergens spike. Then I tap auto again and let it settle. The timer is handy when I'm leaving the house. I set it for 4 hours and come back to a fresher room without running it all day. Coverage-wise, it's rated for about 360 square feet, which in my opinion is the sweet spot for a medium bedroom or a decent-sized home office. In my testing, it handled a 12x-15 room with the door mostly closed without any trouble. During pollen season, I noticed fewer itchy eyes in the morning, and pet hair buildup seemed to slow down a bit. For kitchen odors, it doesn't replace a range hood, but if I run turbo right after I cook, the lingering smell fades faster. Smoke from outside is where I saw the biggest improvement. The light bar turns red fast, the fan jumps to a higher speed, and the haze smell clears out sooner than it would on its own. Physically, it's not tiny, but it's slim enough to tuck next to a dresser or desk. The dimensions are roughly 7.8 inches deep, 14.9 inches wide, and 23.6 inches tall. It looks neutral dark gray, so it doesn't scream appliance. I can move it room to room without much effort. The cord is a sensible length, and the front panel snaps on and off easily for filter access. One thing I learned the hard way: after rinsing the carbon filter, let it fully dry before putting it back to keep any damp smell from cycling through the room. A few personal notes on quirks. It beeps when you press buttons, which is fine during the day, but at night it can feel a little loud if someone's asleep. The solution is to set your mode before you turn the lights out, or use the remote gently. If you're sensitive to any fan noise at all, sleep mode is your friend. Turbo is loud, as you'd expect with any purifier pushing a lot of air, but you won't need it very often. Replacement filters aren't the cheapest, although the washable carbon layer helps by catching a lot of gunk before it hits the HEPA. In my household, the HEPA lasts close to a year with regular vacuuming of the pre-filter area and occasional carbon rinses. There's a filter reminder light so you don't have to track it manually. From my experience, the real value is how hands-off it becomes after the first week. I learned where to place it, about a foot from the wall so it can pull air in, and I trust auto mode unless air quality gets unusually bad. If you're new to purifiers, placement matters. Give it space around the intake and keep it out of tight corners so it can circulate the room better. In my opinion, this is one of the more balanced purifiers you can get for a mid-size space. It's perfect for bedrooms, home offices, nurseries, and living rooms that aren't too large. If you deal with allergies, pet dander, occasional smoke, or cooking smells, it offers a strong mix of filtration and convenience. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants solid performance without fiddling with settings all day. People who value a washable carbon filter to cut down on ongoing costs, and light sleepers who need a true quiet mode. In conclusion, the Winix 55-0-2 nails the basics and adds a few useful extras without becoming complicated. The smart auto mode, sleep mode, and washable carbon layer make it easy to live with, and the coverage is right for most medium rooms. I wish the button beep had a mute option and the turbo fan was a touch quieter, but those are small trade-offs for the cleaning power. It's been a reliable part of my daily routine, and I plan to keep using it through allergy season and beyond. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and drop your questions or your own experience with the 55-0-2 in the comments. Thank you for watching.